Let your mind travel back to the 19th century, to the south of France in the town of Albi. Under the warm sun and among the rolling landscapes, young Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec opens his eyes to the world. A grand chateau stands, its walls echoing with the footsteps of an aristocratic family. Henri is born into this world of nobility, his parents, Alphonse and Adèle, descendants of an ancient lineage. The air is fresh, filled with the scent of lavender and the distant sound of the Tarn River. Young Henri, a curious boy with bright eyes, spends his early years exploring the vast gardens, his laughter mingling with the songs of birds. However, life presents its challenges. Henri's health is delicate. His bones are brittle from a genetic condition, pycnodysostosis. This condition, unknown to him at the time, shapes much of his life. At 13, an age of adventure, Henri faces a fall, the first of many trials. His left leg breaks, followed by his right a year later. These injuries do not heal properly, altering his physical form, making him shorter than most, with his legs not growing as his body does. In this moment of pain and convalescence, Henri's world becomes smaller, his activities limited. Yet, in this confinement, a different kind of exploration begins. Art becomes his companion. His fingers, once used to explore the natural world, now dance with brushes and pencils. His uncles, artists themselves, introduce him to drawing, teaching him to see the world through the eyes of an artist. The chateau's rooms fill with his sketches, each line a testament to his growing talent. His family, though concerned for his health, sees the potential in his art. They encourage him, sending him to Paris for formal training, but his heart yearns for something more, something beyond the confines of his upbringing. The transition to Paris is like a dream, the journey long, the city's allure growing with each mile. Paris, the city of light, becomes the place where art is not just a hobby, but his very essence. Henri feels anticipation, his hope for a place where he can truly belong. The chateau fades, the echoes of his childhood laughter blend into the peaceful night, and all that remains is the promise of new beginnings, the art waiting to be created. The train arrives in Paris, steam billowing as Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec steps onto the platform. The city greets him with the clatter of carriages, the cries of street vendors, and the chatter of 1,000 voices. Paris is a sensory feast, and young Henri, though small in stature, is anything but diminished in spirit. He finds lodging in a modest boarding house in the Latin Quarter, a place popular among students and artists. The room is small, offering a view of the narrow, bustling streets. The thin walls allow the noise of Paris to seep through, but to Henri, it's the music of the city, a melody that fuels his artistic soul. His days in Paris begin with exploring. He walks the boulevards, absorbing the art at the Musée du Louvre, experiencing the bohemian life of Montmartre, and engaging in intellectual discussions at Café de Flore. At the École des Beaux-Arts, he studies under Léon Bonnat, learning from one of the era's prominent artists. Henri meets Louis Anquetin, who shares his passion for art and introduces him to the works of Degas. Their friendship grows as they sketch and discuss art around the city. Another key figure he encounters is Émile Bernard, whose cloisonnism style influences Henri's use of bold outlines and vibrant colors. In the evenings, Henri's journey takes him to Montmartre, where he meets Van Gogh, whose intense personality and approach to color leave a lasting impression. The cabarets like Le Chat Noir and later the Moulin Rouge become his haunts. Here he meets characters like Jane Avril, La Goulou, and Aristide Bruant, each encounter enriching his understanding of human nature. Henri's nights in Montmartre are filled with the laughter and music of these venues, providing a sense of community where his physical differences are overlooked in favor of his artistic vision and personality. He moves from one modest apartment to another in Montmartre, always closer to the artistic heart of Paris. His life in Paris is a constant discovery, meeting people who challenge and inspire him, finding his voice through his art. The excitement of new friendships, the endless possibilities of a city that never sleeps, all become the backdrop and character in Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec's journey, promising endless inspiration and the beginning of a legend. In the heart of Montmartre, where the cobblestones whisper the secrets of the night, stands a quaint café named Le Salon de Muses, its windows aglow with the warm light of candles. The Place du Tertre is quiet, the hustle of the day having given way to the serene hush of evening. Here, under the soft starlit sky, a unique gathering takes place, a convergence of artistic spirits. The cafe is a haven for creativity, its walls adorned with sketches and small paintings by the very artists who frequent it. The scent of fresh coffee mingles with the aroma of tobacco smoke and the faint hint of absinthe. The air is alive with the murmur of conversation, punctuated by laughter and the occasional clink of glasses. At one table, Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec sits, his small frame almost lost among the towering stacks of sketchbooks. His eyes, sharp and observant, scan the room, taking in every detail, every character. Beside him, Van Gogh, his hair wild, his gaze intense, discusses the vibrancy of color with Émile Bernard, who's sketching out his latest idea in cloisonnism. Their conversation is a symphony of passion, each word a brushstroke on the canvas of the night. Across the room, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, with his gentle smile, shares anecdotes about capturing the light on the Seine with Paul Signac, whose methodical approach to pointillism contrasts yet complements Renoir's fluidity. Their voices blend into the background, a melody of artistic discourse. Nearby, the charismatic cabaret singer Yvette Gilbert, with her iconic black gloves, converses with Aristide Bruant, his voice booming with tales of the latest performances at the Moulin Rouge. Their laughter echoes, a testament to the joy of shared creativity. Jane Avril and La Goulou, having escaped the dance floors for a moment, sit together, their energy still palpable, discussing the latest dance moves with Maurice Joyon, who listens intently, always on the lookout for new inspiration for his art dealings. In a corner, Alphonse Mucha, his hair neatly styled, sketches quietly, his designs for the next Art Nouveau poster taking shape, while Théophile Alexandre Steinlen adds his own touches to a drawing, his cats watching from afar. Even Edgar Degas, known for his solitude, has made an appearance, his presence adding a touch of reverence to the gathering. The night unfolds with stories of art, life, and love for their craft. Lautrec, ever the observer, captures these moments in his mind, perhaps later to be immortalized on canvas. The conversation flows like the wine, each artist contributing to the tapestry of ideas, challenging, inspiring, and learning from one another. As the night deepens, the sounds of the cafe blend into a lullaby of artistic camaraderie. The world outside fades away, leaving only the warmth of this gathering, the shared dreams of what their art could achieve. The candles burn lower, their light softening, guiding each artist into a state of peace, their minds drifting towards dreams where colors dance, ideas flourish, and inspiration is endless. As they all wander to the Moulin Rouge to enter a night of expression, Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec sits at his regular table and begins his work. The night is young, the air buzzing with the energy of late 19th century Paris. In a dimly lit corner of this legendary cabaret, the world seems to dance to its own rhythm. The room glows with the soft flickering light of gas lamps, casting long shadows and illuminating the colorful attire of the patrons. The walls, adorned with posters of past performances, testify to the venue's rich history. The scent of perfume mixes with the aroma of wine and tobacco, creating an intoxicating atmosphere. In the midst of this lively chaos, Henri sits, his presence almost blending into the background, yet his eyes are everywhere, absorbing every detail. His table is cluttered with glasses, some empty, others still full, but among them lies his most precious tool, his palette, brushes, and a canvas waiting to capture the magic of the night. The distant sound of the orchestra tuning up, the laughter of the crowd, and the clinking of glasses fill the air. Henri, dressed in a suit that's seen better days, embodies his dedication to art over personal appearance. His small form contrasts with the grandeur of the Moulin Rouge, yet his presence is undeniable. His hands move with precision and grace as he dips his brush into rich, vibrant paints, colors that seem to pulsate with life. The canvas before him transforms from fabric to a window into this moment. He starts with broad strokes, capturing the essence of the scene, the sweeping curves of the dance floor, the silhouettes of dancers like La Goulou or Jane Avril. Henri's focus is intense, his eyes darting between his subjects and his canvas, translating the night's chaos into art. There's Yvette Gilbert with her black gloves, the enigmatic Charles Zidler, co-founder of the Moulin Rouge, mingling with the crowd. Each figure is painted with a combination of affection and acute observation. The painting begins to take shape with bold colors, reds, greens, yellows, each stroke telling a story of joy, melancholy, and the fleeting nature of entertainment. Henri works quickly, knowing that the moment he captures is as ephemeral as the night itself. His style is loose, yet every line is deliberate. Every color choice reveals his intimate knowledge of this world. As the music reaches its crescendo, Henri steps back, squinting to assess his work. At the Moulin Rouge isn't just about the people, it's about the feeling, the atmosphere, the very soul of the place. It's a snapshot of life, of love, of the human condition through the eyes of an artist who lives for these moments. The soft, rhythmic strokes of the brush on canvas continue, capturing not just a scene, but the essence of an era. The sounds of the Moulin Rouge gradually fade, leaving behind the gentle, soothing rhythm of art and creation. As the night unfolds and Hoias Mohan is Berfugs, a darker story unfolds. He is no longer in the midst of creation, but rather in moments of solitude and surrounded by the revelry he so brilliantly captured in his art. His relationship with alcohol, a complex dance of companionship and destruction, takes center stage. The weight of the night is palpable. For Henri, alcohol was both a muse and a master. It was an integral part of Montmartre's culture, where absinthe flowed freely, blurring the line between celebration and escape. The sounds of laughter and music now carry a note of melancholy, the clinking of glasses, a reminder of the toll each night took. Henri's physical form, already challenged by his health, is further burdened by his drinking. In the quiet moments before or after the parties, his hand trembles slightly as he reaches for another glass, not out of joy but necessity, to dull the pain, quiet the mind, and escape the relentless reality of his condition. The air around him is thick with the scent of liquor, especially absinthe with its anise flavor, a constant companion. His sketches, once vibrant, now sometimes bear the shaky lines of intoxication. His friends, fellow artists, and entertainers notice the change. Conversations shift from art and laughter to concern, the warmth of the cabaret's lights casting long, lonely shadows. The struggle within Henri is evident. Alcohol served as his social lubricant, easing him into a world where he found acceptance, yet it was also his undoing. His health deteriorated, his once sharp mind fogged by the spirits he consumed. The nights in Montmartre, once a source of inspiration, became both a refuge and a trap. The joy of creation was often overshadowed by the hangover of regret and the physical pain exacerbated by his condition. Days blur into nights and Henri's battle with the bottle becomes more evident. He seeks solace in liquor, but it's a fleeting comfort. The more he drinks, the more he needs, a cycle as relentless as the Paris nightlife. His art, while still brilliant, begins to reflect this struggle. The colors darker, the scenes more poignant, capturing not just the beauty but the sorrow of human existence. In the early morning hours of 1901 in France, the vibrant life of Paris pauses, its pulse slowing to a whisper. Here in this calm unfolds the final chapter of Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec's life, marking his departure from the world he so vividly painted. In the emptiness, an old rundown sanatorium near Bordeaux, far from the lively chaos of Montmartre, becomes his last refuge. The air is cooler, filled with the sounds of nature rather than the city's cacophony. Henri, once thriving on the energy of nightlife, now resides at Chateau de Malromé, his mother's estate, seeking treatment for his alcoholism. In these last days, his body is weakened by years of excess and the relentless progression of syphilis. His once vibrant spirit battles against the physical toll of his conditions. The room is quiet, with the light of dawn casting a soft, ethereal glow over his bed. The gentle sounds of the countryside, the distant call of birds, the rustle of leaves, surround Henri as he faces his mortality with family and a few loyal friends. His art, his life's work, has given him fame, but in these quiet moments, it's the simple act of being that matters most. His mother, Adele, watches over him, her heart heavy with love and sorrow. Despite the efforts of doctors, the damage from years of alcohol abuse and his illness proved too profound. Henri's once sharp mind is now clouded, his body failing. On September 9, 1901, in the early hours, Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec passes away peacefully, a stark contrast to his tumultuous life. The room falls silent, broken only by the soft weeping of those who knew and loved him, embracing his flaws. The morning sun rises, indifferent to the loss below. The world continues, but in this room, time seems to stand still. His art, his vision of Paris, life, love, and the human condition remains his legacy, immortalizing moments that outlive him. In the quiet of the night, the world of Paris sleeps, but the art of Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec wakes to a new dawn of recognition. After his departure in 1901, the city he so vividly captured begins to honor his vision in ways he might never have imagined during his life. In the soft glow of gallery lights, exhibitions spring up, first in Paris, then spreading like whispers across the world. The Musée du Luxembourg opens its doors to his paintings, posters, and lithographs, each piece telling stories of the nightlife, of dancers and cabarets, of the very essence of Montmartre. Collectors, once indifferent or unaware, now seek his works with fervor. Posters that once adorned the walls of Paris's entertainment venues become treasures, their bold colors and dynamic lines igniting a new appreciation. The marketplace sees the value of his art rise, reflecting the growing admiration for his unique perspective. In quiet study rooms, art historians and critics light their lamps, poring over his life's work. They write of his influence on modern art, his mastery in graphic design, his empathy, humor, and the way he shaped the Art Nouveau movement. His name becomes a subject of study, his techniques dissected, his life stories woven into the fabric of art history. The night is filled with the rustle of pages as books, articles, and monographs are written, each word a tribute to his legacy. They explore his life in Montmartre, the personal struggles that colored his canvas, offering insights into how his experiences shaped his art. His story becomes part of the academic discourse, ensuring his place in the annals of time. As the stars watch over Paris, reproductions of his art spread like the night sky, accessible in prints, on posters, even as merchandise that enters the everyday lives of people far beyond the city's boundaries. His visual language becomes part of the cultural lexicon. Museums across continents, from New York to St. Petersburg, open their halls to his works, integrating them into their collections. Special exhibitions, retrospectives, and thematic shows delve deep into his art, often set against the backdrop of the Belle Époque, celebrating him as a chronicler of his time. Thus, in the embrace of the night, Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec's legacy grows. His art, once the light of Montmartre, now illuminates the world, capturing the human condition, the vibrancy of life, and the beauty in the ordinary. His paintings, like stars, continue to shine, inspiring, entertaining, and resonating with hearts around the globe, ensuring that his art lives on, celebrated in the silence of the night and the light of day.